Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to RTG Mondays. We are live once again. Apologies for the delay. We're a bit slow getting on air. I was a little bit distracted, but we are live now. Let's get everything up we need. We are at Brazil for round number 5, I think it is. As Chuckle now goes fastest in the AlphaTauri. There's Williams going straight on. That was very unusual. Prod now goes fastest. But yes, we're in Brazil and we've got a sprint weekend going. It's all 20 drivers on the grid as well, which is brilliant to see. Absolutely amazing stuff from Monday tier, especially after last week. We were a bit short on numbers, so great to see a full grid this week. But who can make a big impact? Let's watch with Josh McGill in the Ferrari, shall we? As he goes for his first flying lap of the session. Through into the middle sector. He goes up that right-hander. Very easy to lose the back end through there. Bit wide of the apex, but gets away with it into the left-hander on the power as early as he can. A little wiggle of the back end, but he gets away with it. And you make the track as wide as you can through the slow hairpin of the right-hander. Flat out down this left-hander. Don't lose the back end. A bit quite easy, though, in these cars to keep that flat. Last corner, one of the trickiest on the circuit, and one of the most important, because it leads onto that long start finish straight, and anything you gain or lose at the bottom of the hill, you gain or lose all the way up that hill and up to the start finish straight. Bracciolite flashing as he crosses the line and instantly goes to pole position by 0.3 of a second. What an opening lap there from the Ferrari, and he gets out of the way of the Williams, I think it is now, on a lap. Who is that? That is Prof, who actually just came off on a lap. Is Looney Man on a lap? No, he's not. Looney Man's about to go and start a lap. Matty Jones looks like he might be finishing off his first lap. Up the start finish straight he goes. He's managed to save a bit more battery actually. There you go. Battery light flashing just at the end. And it's P14 for the Mercedes, just ahead of his teammate Bugatti Sloven, who's currently in the pits. Paul on a lap as well. In the flag sector 3, just people getting out of the way. Nothing to worry about at this moment in time. Through the middle sector, very difficult track to get right, especially in terms of aerodynamic balance on this game, especially like the extra wings are so important for lap time, but it just gets stuck behind people and then just get mugged on the straight, because it is an awful long straight and uphill as well, which doesn't help. So getting that balance between high and low wings is very, very difficult. Paul goes P2, not that far behind Josh McGill, so that's a great opening lap from the Alfa Romeo, who's setting his sights on this win this evening. I tell you what, while we're doing that, and we're watching, I think Lewis G going for a second push lap attempt, currently sat in P5, we will get up the standings, shall we? That sounds like a good idea. Oh, after round 5, I got the wrong round number, I think we're round 6. Oops. Oh well, leading the way, as always, having won every single round bar the last one, Josh McGill, 135 points. Trailing him with 113 points is Robbo. Is Robbo here this evening? He is, but he has not set a lap yet. He's just doing an out lap, so we'll keep watch with him actually while we're seeing this. Robbo and Josh McGill, interesting fact, the only two drivers to get fastest lap in any race this season. They have, well, Robbo's had it 3 times, Josh McGill's had it twice, but Josh McGill has won 4 out of 5 rounds going. Paul Jones Jr. with 1 DNF to his name is third on 100 points. And then you got Chuckle in 4th on 88 points. Not far behind him on 76 is his brother, and Chuck. Prodigy following up not far behind. Danny in 7th, Bugatti in 8th, Looney Man in 9th, and Pippo Kennedy rounding out the top 10. In the constructors, McLaren are leading the way, but only by 6 points. Ferrari very close on their heels, but it's a little way back to Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri, who are in a very close battle. And Haas not far behind either. So, there we go. Has 9 minutes on the clock still remaining. Kingsholm, it's a very good lap actually, 108.692, but good enough for P7. So into the top 10 he goes. I'm sure he's going to be very pleased with that. Excuse me. He goes quicker in sector 1. That's a very wide line, but the game's allowed him to get away with it. I think is he backed out anyway? He's turned his ERS off, I think. So yeah, he's definitely backed out of that one. Prodigy now on a flying lap. What can the Haas man do? They're not far behind P4 and 3 in the constructors. So Prodigy looking to make some good ground here. As he goes purple in sector 1, but we know this game always lies, so nobody actually knows whether it's purple or not. Something simple the game couldn't get right. Through the middle sector the Haas goes. It's a nice line through there. It's a beautiful camera angle as well. Watching the Haas swoop through that long left-hander. You've got to be very patient to get on the throttle, but get on it as early as you can. Same with the hairpin right. You've got to plant your right foot coming out of it and throw the car into left-hand corner with as much speed as possible. Getting the power as early as you can. Don't run wide. Don't lose the back end. Don't get a wheel spin. And up to the line. DRS wide open. Hug the left-hand side for the quickest run to the line. And through it goes. That is provisional pole position for Prodigy. 107.897. Not a couple, about a couple of tenths quicker than Josh McGill. So that is a great lap there from Prod. Chuckle invalidated. I think he might be on an outlet there. Lewis G on a lap, currently sat in P5. Let's see what he can manage as he goes through into that middle sector in the Alpine. Up the hill he goes, a little bit of a wiggle as he gets to the top, but manages to keep it in check. Nicely controlled. Into the hairpin he goes, get it stopped, get the car thrown in. Try not to lose the back end on entry. You've really got to throw the car in with a lot of speed there and hope that the back sticks. Same with this left-hander. Very, very tricky one just to get right. Up to the start, finish straight. He goes. Not hugging the left-hand side, but he is going to the right. It's not as quick that time around, so I'd be disappointed with that one. Ross G, is he on a lap? Looks like he could well be. No, he's not. His battery light's flashing. If he is on the lap, so yeah, no, he's definitely not. Is Chuckle on a lap? No, Chuckle's way down and invalidated. Who else have we got? Is Looney Man on the lap? I think he might well be. Up to the line he goes, and that's good enough to see him into the top 10, just about. 108.728, very, very close with him and Robbo, and also Chuck not far behind as well. You see, this track is quite a short track, so times over one lap can be very, very close indeed, which just means the slightest mistake or getting the corner really well can make a big difference. Matt Jones invalidated. Flea potentially on a lap. Let's watch the other Red Bull. His teammate currently in P8. Can Flea get anywhere near him? Or is he going to Sergio Perez it? Let's wait and see. Into the right-hand hairpin he goes. Takes a lot of curb on the inside. Loses the back end on the way out. And that's... yeah, he's Perez'd it. So from now on, Flea is going to be called Sergio for the evening, I think. And Bugatti, is he on a lap in the Mercedes? Currently sitting in the top 10 as well. No, he is not by the looks of it. Looney Man's coming in the pits. D-Mac. Face we saw an RTG before, but I don't think he's been in RTG recently. So no, nice to see him back in the Aston Martin. That's a little bit of a drift through the final corner. That will lose him an awful lot of time. Sure, he will not be happy with that. And yeah, he peels into the pits, not happy at all. Let's watch Prof in the Williams as he goes up the hill. DRS open. It's a great shot of looking behind at nothing in particular. He does improve, 2 tenths improvement. That sees him just behind his teammate. Looneyman and Prof always together on track, it seems, these days. Much to Prof's delight, I'm sure. But it's Looneyman that is winning that battle at the moment. Pippo Kennedy goes on to a lap through the centre S's, hugging that left-hand side. That's nicely done. DRS wide open, then over to the right-hand side. Pick your braking zone. Out of the brake marker boards, throw it in. Try to use a lot of curb to hug the inside. Don't run wide. You can lose the back end or invalidate the lap. And then throw the car in to this uphill right-hander. You've really got to have faith in those aerodynamics that they're going to grip through that one. Very tricky mid-race, especially if you're running higher tyre pressures. Very easy to lose the rear if you're overheating or cooking them tyres. And that's amazingly 3,000th improvement over 2 sectors for the McLaren. I'm sure he's going to be very dismayed that he's put that much effort in to not gain much at all. He's going to complete his laps. He feels like he's got a good amount, and he has gained a half a tenth or so up the final corner, and that's not enough to improve any position, but it does cement his position. And Robbo now goes with a purple sector, a massive 7/10 improvement. The other McLaren looking to try and get back into this title fight. He is behind Josh McGill, so I'm sure that would have pleased him to go ahead. Josh McGill not coming out again. I do wonder if the lads in the party chat have told him it's full quali again, but I assure you it's not. Or if it is, I'm not sitting around for full quali. I only get paid for 18 minutes. I'm joking, I don't. Actually, probably come across quite inappropriate. But yes, here we go. Prodigy's on his out lap. Roshi through the middle sector. Is he? No, he's not using any battery. So he's not on a lap. He will be going on to a lap. Bugatti on a lap. This is where the track starts getting busy. 1 minute 36 to go. Everyone's getting out there for the final run. Everyone on outlaps. Even Josh McGill now coming for an outlap finally. In that Ferrari. And looking to try and take another pole position in RTG. That man needs to be stopped. Somebody please stop him. As Bugatti goes through the middle sector, he does have a Red Bull up ahead. Getting very close to that Red Bull. Might be a bit of dirty air through the final corner, but it will. It is Kingsholm. I'm not sure. No, he's not on a lap. But we'll give him a little bit of a slipstream, I guess, up to the line. What can Bugatti do? Danny retires on the track. No, in the pit lane. And that is enough for P8 for Bugatti. Let's see, who have we got on laps? Paul on a lap. Prodigy has a really bad, no improvement there. Josh McGill's about to start a lap. Who else is on a lap? Chuckle maybe on a lap. Let's see him through the final sector split. What's Chuckle going to do? It's a 10th improvement. He's going to need more than that to get anywhere. That's a very wide line through the final corner. He's really pushing these limits as hard as he can. All he wants is just an extra couple of positions. Somebody else has crossed the line. Who was that? It was Looneyman with a great P5 there. Chuckle goes across the line, takes P5 back. Once again, Paul Jones is 2 tenths up, so he could be looking good. Josh McGill is invalidated, so he won't be improving. Don't know what Prodigy is. Let's watch Paul as he goes up across the line. Can he snatch pole right at the death? He's going to be very close to it, as long as he doesn't lose out through the last corner. What is this? Oh, he's so close, but he hasn't quite got it. Where's Prodigy? No, Prodigy's bailed as well. He's not on a lap. I think that's it. Oh no, what's happened to Josh McGill? He's got no front wing. Oh dear. I flipped back to him so quickly I didn't even look at the state of his car, but there is no front wing on that Ferrari. And I'm sure he's going to be kicking himself. That's P4. He's So close to pole position. I'm sure he feels like he maybe could have got that because he set his lap time early in the day. But I'm sure everybody else is going to be delighted, especially Prodigy. Pole as well, pulling it out of the bag right at the end. He's so close to pole, but just couldn't quite get it in the end. I know he was complaining about setup issues all the way through practice for the past half an hour or so. He's not been happy with his setup, but clearly he's found some very good pace there. Some very good pace indeed. And that is a great lap. As we just wait for everyone to come back around. I think Chuckle's the last person as he comes into the pits. Very slowly. Typical AlphaTauri pace, really, isn't it? There you have it. Who saw that one coming? Prodigy on pole. Paul Jones P2, Robbo P3. Your championship leader Josh McGill in P4, Chuckle in P5. Looney Man with a cracking effort right at the end of the day, P6. Ross G P7, Chuck P8. She's going to be disappointed with that. Lewis G in P9 and Bugatti Sloven rounding out the top 10.
The FIA announced that the cars would now be rolling on 18-inch wheels, far larger than...
And there you have it, confirmation, and look how close that is. Not even a tenth of a second splits the top three. Very, very close. And Flea, unfortunately, a little bit off the pace. Sorry, Sergio, very much off the pace there. Other than Sergio, the whole field split by under a second. Just about. Matty Jones, 0.999 off pole. There we go. What a great race we have in store. We've got the sprint race first. Once again, another sprint race. We've got a few of these on Mondays. And that's going to be your starting grid order for the sprint. But it's all to lose. If you drop down in the sprint, you suffer with your starting position in the main event. So, how much do you risk? How much do you not risk? If you're at the back of the field, you risk it all because you've got nothing to lose. You might as well go for it. Here. As we wait for everyone to get ready, choose the strategies, tweak the tyre pressures, the usual. Hopefully it won't be long. All sat in the chat. Good luck to everyone. Keep it clean. Absolutely. My thoughts entirely. Good evening, all sat. It's good to see you once again. And nice to race you the other day as well. It was lovely to see you back racing again. It's been a while. And he did very well. And deserved driver of the day. So, well done you. Who's your money on for this race? I gotta say, I'm gonna go with Prod for the sprint, and let's say Josh McGill for the race. I'm gonna put my money there. Yes, you certainly are back, also. Things we love to see. We'll get back to the other comments because we got 4 or 5 red lights. And they flicker and go away eventually, and Paul Jones Jr. gets a very good start ahead of Prodigy. Can he make the move? No, he's going to back out. There's a McLaren of Robbo trying to go around the outside. He goes around the outside of Josh McGill, who briefly went at the inside. Josh goes off the road. There's a bit of ghosting. Looney Man is apparently ahead, but he definitely isn't. He is far behind. The timing's all glitched. Who knows what's going on? But it is Prodigy who does lead. From Paul, from Robbo, from Chuckle, who's now got past Josh McGill, thanks to that mistake running off the road. Leading Man is back into P6 where he's actually running. He has Ross G. Oh, Ross is round. Ross is round in the Ferrari. He's Leclerc'd it. And you could not have chosen these driver seats any better for real life by the looks of things. Unfortunately there for Ross G, but it is only the sprint, so he's got a long way to go now. Looney Man doesn't seem to have a time delta, which is a bit strange. But yeah, Prodigy gets away. Paul did get a great start on him, but chose not to make the move and not to risk it all into that first corner. Wisely so. Robbo is now hounding him. He's right behind. Chuckle struggling with a poor exit out the final corner. Josh McGill all over the back of this AlphaTauri. Who's got the lowest wings? Who's got the highest wings? Who's got the ERS? Who wants to break late into turn one? It's going to be side by side. Josh McGill around the outside. There's not much room there. Chuckle just about holds the inside. Josh McGill will now make it the inside. That's got to be a track limits warning. And Chuckle holds on for now. Great racing. Royal Rumble and Danny trading places further back. Danny now trying to go around the outside of the Haas, but can't make it that move stick. Ross G gets the 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. That is unfortunate this early in the race. And through they go once again. But yes, we got Matthew's dad once again in the chat. Also, there's no bets today. Don't know pretty much anyone. So, well, let's put it this way, also. They're all very quick. And they're all wanting a win. Let's be fair. Through they go. Once again, DRS will be enabled on the next lap. Prodigy hasn't been able to break away from Paul, which I'm sure he's going to be disappointed about. Good luck to everyone, says Lenny. Yes, absolutely. Paul getting very close to the back of that Haas now. Not quite make a move, but he's going to be very close with DRS. DRS now enabled. There's your first detection point. DRS will now be open for the first time down this second Stanford straight. Prof gets past. Oh, look at this. Flea doing a Perez, making a good comeback, and he goes around the outside of Prof, but no. Prof says, I'm having none of that. And gets back ahead once again and has the DRS. So great stuff there from the Williams. Is Flea going to go at the inside? No, he is not. And that is great racing there. Lewis G all over the back of Looney Man here. He tries to send it to the inside a little bit too late. We need to check tyres actually. I haven't been able to check tyres. Flea does get past Prof as well. Most people on soft tyres. Looney Man on mediums. I'm very much struggling for it. Lee and Prof also on mediums. Not sure that's the best choice because softs last forever around here. It has to be said. Josh McGill very, very close to the back of Chuckle, and he's going to be looking to make a move. Both will have DRS though. That is Kingsholm, the Red Bull that's gone round outside. Paul now makes the move for the lead of the Grand Prix, and he gets into P1. Lewis G gets past Looney Man further back into turn one as well, thanks to the DRS, but Looney Man will get a chance to go back at him. Oh, no, who was that? Who was that? It was Bugatti Sloven who's off and round, and I think he's still going. Yes, he is. But I just spotted that as I flicked away. Paul manages to retain the lead up ahead. Robbo very, very close to the back of Prod. He wants to make a bit of an opportunistic move. Oh, big slide there from the Haas driver who's perhaps struggling with the rear end. Paul looking a lot more settled at this point in the race and also pulling a little bit of a gap thanks to that mistake. Can he get without DRS range? It's so difficult to do on this track. He maybe might try. I don't think he's going to be enough, no. Unless he gets a rocket ship exit out the final corner. Robbo looks like the one who's the man on the move. At the minute, Josh McGill looks like he's a bit bottled up there. Perhaps running too high a wings and just cannot make a move. In the DRS train, here comes Robbo, pushes Prod to the inside. Round the outside the McLaren goes. I can't see what's going on. Prod manages to hold that position for now. Chuck makes a move on his teammate D-Mac further back. We're going to stick with these guys. Round the outside does the McLaren go. Once again, both have DRS, so there's no extra speed advantage for the McLaren, but he will have double slipstream, which seems to be extra powerful on this game. And Prodigy holds on to that position once again. Yeah, Chuck up past his teammate. Ross G gets past Prof and is trying to make a comeback through the field, but that penalty is going to hurt his chances, and he doesn't have much battery left to play with either. Danny and Royal Rumble going side by side in the middle sector. There's something you don't see every day. The Alpine noses ahead, but Royal Rumble sends it back round the outside. Can he hold that one? No, the Alpine has the position for now. Great stuff from those two. Josh McGill once again so close. Look how close he is. The back of Choco, he goes to the inside. Could this be the lap he manages to break that and get through? It's certainly looking like it. Up to turn one we go, and he is ahead and on the brakes and into P4. The Ferrari goes. Great stuff from him. Pippo now gets past D-Mac for P8. Robbo very close to the back of Prod. Oh, Chuckle trying to come back at Josh McGill, but can't quite make the move stick. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Who's that? It's Looney Man, who's had a moment. He's round, and they're side by side. Josh McGill and Chuckle round the outside. The AlphaTauri goes to Ferrari, holds the inside. They're still side by side. What amazing racing. Chuckle just knows he's a little bit ahead, but he will come the inside now for the left-hander. Josh McGill will get on the power a bit earlier, been on the outside, and I think he's just about made it. Will he still be within DRS? This could be crucial. Wow, amazing stuff. It's so tricky to go side by side through that first sector, and Josh McGill and Chuckle, fair play to the pair of them. That is insane racing. Amazing stuff. Paul happily holding an 9/10 gap even to Prod. So Paul, for somebody who complains about his setup and being slow, doesn't really look that slow. But I wonder where he learnt that lesson from. He absolutely learnt it from me. Moan about how slow you are and how much you're struggling, but then beat everyone. So, I think he would have pulled the weight in DRS, DRS not being so powerful. There's a few position changes further back. Fleet past Prof. Prof will have a go back at him. Looney Man and Bugatti go trade places further back, but here comes Prof down the inside of Flea. Neither has much battery left. And into P13 he goes. Danny and Royal Rumble once again trading places in the middle sector. You cannot keep these two apart from one another. I'll tell you what, Paul is very close to breaking DRS from Prod here. Prod needs to be careful. I do wonder if Paul maybe just backs off a bit just to give him DRS. Not enough that he gets close to him in turn 1, but just backs off just enough that he's safe, because maybe Robbo has more pace at this point, and if Prod keeps having the DRS, it's going to frustrate Robbo here. So I think he feels like he's bottled up a little bit. But yeah, just again, I know the DRS brings him back into play. Oh no, that's a corner cutting penalty for Prod. That's going to cost him dear. And my prediction of Prod winning this sprint race goes down the drain. And he doesn't have much battery either. He is struggling. Here is the house driver. Robbo looking very, very close to the back of him. I think Paul's able to easy go. Does he want to though? This is the thing. Matty comes in the pits. That looks like a potential retirement. Bugatti's gone round in the first corner as well. He's had a moment. Does Paul want... I think Paul wants to hang back and give Prod DRS here. I really do. I think that it was beneficial to his race. If he either that or he just needs to absolutely bolt now. But yeah, I think he's backing up. Just that little bit slower out of last turn. Is it enough? No, he doesn't give Prod DRS, and this could be the opportunity that Robbo needs. And yeah, it's going to be a breeze for the McLaren to get past the Haas, and through into turn 1 he goes. And now, can he chase down Paul, who is out of DRS range? Prod will get a go back at the McLaren. Will he try it? He doesn't have much battery to use. Josh McGill sitting right back. Danny is trading positions further back as well. Oh, that is terrible by the AI. What is that? This game, man. Sends the Mercedes retired car out on the track and just drives it onto the racing line, and then gets it to swerve around on the racing line. Oh, unbelievable. Unreal. Oh, there's a bit of a moment there for Prod and Robbo through the middle sector. It's just allowed Paul to pull that 10th away again once more. So perhaps all fair in love and more, with the AI clearly screwing over Paul there. The AI car of Matty Jones. But yeah, Robbo will not get DRS, and this is going to allow Prod now go back at him. There's a Red Bull of Kingsholm, I think that is, once again going round, so he's struggling as well this race. The Haas goes. Will he go to the inside? He's going to send it into turn 1. There's not much battery for either of them. They're side by side. The Haas goes through, and he is ahead briefly, but Robbo will now get a chance to come back, and Josh McGill all over the back of these two. Has he saved much battery? He gets squeezed. That is a big squeeze there from the McLaren, but Josh McGill's going to hold it up the inside. Can he make the move? No, he backs out, and probably wisely so given the circumstances, but he will be at the inside of Robbo, who runs very wide into the left-hander. And Josh McGill is forward once again. Will he switch to the inside? He does. Robbo defends it very late. That was a little bit naughty on the brakes. Oh, Chuckle's round. Chuckle is round. No. Chuckle. He's going to drop like a stone. Oh, he's dropped behind his teammate. I think he's got away with it mostly. Lewis G now tries to nose ahead. But he's going to struggle. Is Chuckle. Yeah, they're going to be side by side. Oh, no, the Alpine's lost the rear end and he's nudged into Chuckle. I don't think there was contact until Lewis lost the back end, and I think that was very unfortunate. I don't think they had contact before, which caused Lewis to oh, Looney Man. What's happened to Looney Man? Where's he crashed? Oh! Clay's gone in the same place. What is going on? What is going on here? Bugatti goes through. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. Yellow flags everywhere. Who knows what's going on? Lap 11 and 12. Paul has a massive lead. And what did I say? As soon as he gets out of DRS, he will pull a bit of a gap. I'm losing my voice. I need to go get a drink as soon as the sprint race is finished. Prodigy still holding on to that P2 for now. Ross G now. Ross G now out of the session. What is going on? What is going on, guys? Look at that. Crazy, crazy stuff. But once again, Josh McGill hounding down Robbo. I'm sure he's going to feel aggrieved for that moving in the braking zone from the McLaren. Can he try and make amends on the final lap now? But the McLaren has DRS and it's thwarting the Ferrari somewhat here. Lee and Lewis, what position? Lee gets ahead of the Alpine, but the Alpine gets back at him and goes around the outside into turn 1 and is more confident on the brakes. Robbo very close to Prod. Josh McGill very close to Robbo in turn. And Josh McGill with a little bit of a snap there. I think he was having a look to the inside, but a little snap of oversteer at the top of the hill, which is so easy to get, perhaps made him think otherwise. And through they go. Is anyone going to have a chance up to the line? There's still chance yet. Paul rounds the final corner and up towards the line. He's going to take a brilliant sprint race, won't he? He's going to be happy with that. And big snap of oversteer from Josh, and that's going to cost him any chance of getting anyone on the line. Paul Jones will cross the line and be the sprint race winner in Brazil. Great stuff from him. Prod will come home P2 on track, but it's not going to be enough to. He will go flying down the order. Robbo will finish P2. Josh McGill will finish P3. Prod is saved with Chuckle's spin from dropping yet another position. Chuck, a very impressive P5 in the end. He kept his nose clean, and that's great stuff from him. I'm sure he's going to be happy with that. Pippo in P6. Chuckle, I'm sure he's going to be kicking himself for that mistake. P7 for him in the end. Lewis G in 8th. It's an Alpine 8 and 9. And Lee picks up the end of the top 10. What an interesting sprint race that was. This is going to be a fascinating Grand Prix, I can tell you that much. And there you have it. The results of the sprint race. And Paul Jones Jr. takes the sprint race victory by 2.8 seconds in the end. Robbo comes home P2, Josh McGill P3, Prod P4 after his penalty, Chuck P5. And while they are doing that, I'm going to just leave you briefly, and I'm going to go get myself a drink, and I'll be back very shortly. And I am back, so apologies about the brief delay. Losing my voice, so I needed a bit of a drink. But only because such great racing, and I'm getting very overexcited at all the racing. But here we go for the main event, the feature race, as you will. And who knows who's going to win. It was a very impressive performance by Paul, who starts his race on pole. 5 lights. And away we go for the main race in Brazil. And it's a good start there from Paul. Josh McGill's had a great start, and he's challenging for P2, but he does back out. No, he doesn't. He's going to go at the inside of the McLaren of Robbo into P2. In turn 2, sorry. Through he goes. Has to back out. And now he's going to get in the slipstream. Is he going to make a move to the inside? He does. Robbo goes to defend. Robbo trying to attack the lead even now. And they're having to use so much battery round the outside pool is. But I think he's going to drop to P3 here. He certainly does. That is a disastrous turn 4 for Paul. And not what he wanted at all. Let's have a look at the top 3 on hard tyres. Most other people on mediums here. But Paul obviously not firing up those hards well enough. The next 2 drivers fighting very hard. Clay the Monkey has dropped down a couple of positions. Flea and Kingsholm trading also further back as well. Chuck now has a weird time delta on him. Strange. Okay. Ignore those strategies at the bottom. Hard to medium. Medium to hard. Or hard to soft. Or soft to hard. Is the strategy round here, absolutely. I think hard to soft is the quickest way by a country mile. So it surprises me those who started on medium. Pippo and Chuckle trading places. Pippo has to back out, and Chuckle takes that position in P6 on his way back through to try again. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Who is that? That is Flea doing his best. Sergio. Oh my goodness, what's happened? What has happened? There has been contact between Clay and Ross, and that is the safety car. Guys, that is a straight bit of road. There is no way you should be crashing there. That is poor driving. Early drama in this race. And that's going to help the hard compound tyre runners a little bit, especially those at the front. Means that the advantage of the mediums is now nullified a little bit. Is anyone going to pit? Nobody in the top few pit. Let's see further the back. No, pretty bad. Oh no, Bugatti is going to go in the pits, and you know he's at the back, so why not? Nothing really to lose, I would say. Try something a little bit different. On a brand new set of tyres, might just help him gain an extra couple of positions in the race. Away he goes, runs over his pit crew in good measure. Oh, sorry, a little distracted there. What an interesting start that was. Paul got a great start, but yeah, let it slip into turn 4, unfortunately. And drops behind Robbo and Josh, which I'm sure he's not going to be happy about. Yeah, that's no surprise there. Josh McGill doing a bit of fuel burning. Doesn't it sound wonderful? Sorry, busy trying to message somebody. Yeah, who do we think's going to win this one? I mean, Paul really did show some amazing pace in the sprint race, but he's now bottled up behind Josh and Robbo. Is he going to be able to? Is he going to be able to get past them? Is he going to be just happy? The place to sit there knowing he has a bit of extra pace in hand potentially. Could be Paul's way forward. How much pace does Robbo have now? He's in the lead. And also the same with Josh McGill. He seemed to be bottled up a lot of that sprint race. So how much pace does he have? And in he goes. Is the safety car in this lap? Could it be a late call? Who knows? Yes, it is. It is a stupidly late call. That's always amazing stuff. It's great stuff. Just what you want to see. But there's a long way to the start-finish straight now. Through they go. When will Robbo decide to go? He dictates the pace now. He's holding everybody up. That is a very slow pace. Is it below what is enabled? No, it is not. Look at that. He is taking the mix. 50 mile an hour, apparently the new limit for RTG, which I think is a load of nonsense personally. But there he is. He's holding it beautifully at 52, 51. And that is exactly what you love to see. And away he goes. And he has caught with Josh McGill a little bit unawares. But Josh McGill has gone pretty well, in fairness, considering. And there's a bit of carnage further back. Who's side by side further back? It's D-Mac gets past Pippo into turn one. Great stuff from him. Flea gets ahead of Matty as well, but Matty's going to fight this one down the inside. Oh, it's a little bit of argy-bargy. What? We've seen that before between a Mercedes and a Red Bull, haven't we? Into turn one. It's a Mercedes now down the outside. Will we make this move? Flea goes down the inside. Can he make it stick? He certainly can for the minute, and Matty Jones has to settle for P2. But let's go back to the lead because Josh McGill is hounding Robbo once again quicker into that right-hander, but can't quite make the move stick. Wow, what a great restart. Josh McGill really on the ball there. And through the middle sector we go. Paul just dropping back a bit. Does he have the pace? Is he struggling? Track all over the back of Paul actually here, which is great to see. Track with a good exit out the final corner. Has Paul ahead of him. Josh McGill does, but unfortunately for him, Robbo did as well. Who's going to save their battery? Who's going to use it? Robbo, fastest lap of the race. Unsurprisingly, it's the first proper lap we've really had for a little while. Through they go. And Robbo, perhaps battery burning, trying to pull that gap. Royal Rumble makes the move on Kingsholm, but Kingsholm's going to try and get back at him, and he does get back ahead of the Haas driver. But now the Haas driver will try and make a move around the outside, but there's another Red Bull of Flea there in the mix. The Red Bull of Kingsholm at the inside. Royal Rumble runs very wide there, and he loses both positions to both Red Bulls, and I'm sure he's going to be gutted about that. But both Red Bulls side by side into the middle sector, and Kingsholm comes out of that one ahead. The Mercedes as well, side by side, and Bugatti mugs Matty Jones and forces him wide off the circuit. To the leaders we go once again. Robbo, look how much he's just draining his battery. What is the point? What is the point? Bit of race sense here, lads, as Lee loses the back end and drops tumbling down the order. And look at this, you know, Robbo's absolutely destroyed all of his ERS for what? A fastest lap that will probably be beaten later. But he's not, you're not going to lose the DRS. Is DRS enabled now? It is. Yeah, it's to no avail. There's no point burning your battery so urgently on this game. It's just a massive waste The DRS is just stupidly powerful. Unless you are much quicker than the guy behind, in which case, yeah, go for it in the first couple of laps. And there's just no point. There's just no point. That DRS is so incredibly powerful. Doesn't matter how slow the guy is behind, he will keep up with you. And through the Lee and Royal Rumble. Now side by side, Lee makes a move on Royal Rumble. And tries to make amends for his mistake. This time last lap. But we're going to go back to the lead because Josh McGill is very, very close to the back of Robbo here with DRS. Is he going to go make the move to the inside? I think he might just do that, and he certainly does. And through into the lead, Josh McGill goes. Prodigy gets Chuck further back. They're side by side. Chuck gets him. Oh no, Prod gets him back again. Robbo will now try and make a move on Josh McGill. He's going to go to the inside with DRS. And oh, that was a little bit naughty. That was very naughty from the McLaren. He's gone ahead and then just came and pushed Josh McGill. He's tried to take the racing line, but Josh McGill is there, and he's not going to go anywhere. He can't. That was, I'm sure the steward's going to be looking at that one potentially after. Fortunately, no harm done. But yeah, maybe Robbo just not aware. Maybe thought he had cleared Josh McGill, but he was far from that. And Josh McGill goes in pursuit once again. And through they go into the final corner. Who's going to get the rocket ship exit that they want? It looks like it's going to be Josh McGill. Gets on the power nicely. And he's right behind this McLaren. He's not even using battery. They're both trying to save a little bit. To the outside the McLaren goes. To the inside the Ferrari goes. Josh McGill manages to take the racing line this time around. I'm sure he's going to please him because he's going to square off the right-hander. The McLaren is pretty handy through that. Does Josh McGill use battery? I'm not sure he's using much, but once again the McLaren will try to go to the inside, but Josh McGill will cut him off this time, and does retain that lead this time round. And what can Josh do in the middle sector? And through they go. Once again, Pippo holding a train, D-Mac right behind him. Move Prodigy very, very close to the back of Paul, who's now very close to the back of Robbo. It's the concertina in up. We've got Chuck and Chuckle. Whoa, nice slide there from Chuckle. I'm sure he meant that on purpose just because he knew the cameras were watching him and he was live on stream. That's absolutely something he would do, the big show off. But moving back to the more serious stuff, Robbo following Josh McGill. It's a little bit further back than Josh McGill was on him this time round. Josh McGill getting a great exit out of the last corner once again. Something place on the track Josh McGill seems to be very, very good at. Coming out of that last corner, and it's helping him massively. He was very good at that coming in out of there, trying to chase Chuckle down. And now he seems to be very quick through there. Chasing Robbo down. Robbo not quite close enough now in the DRS to get close to make the move, but it will stick him in there. Chuckle gets down the inside of Chuck, so that slide not affecting him too much. Through he goes, but Chuck wants to have a bit back in him. Is this going to get feisty between the two twin brothers? No, because Chuckle is ahead, but he's very close. Oh, Chuckle. Maybe if it was somebody else, he might have sent that. But last thing he wants to do is take out his brother. It's the first thing I want to do in a racing. But anyway, moving on. Matty Jones gets ahead of Flea, and he gets his retribution from a few laps earlier when Flea overtook him. And Jones goes, but it's going to be DRS for the Red Bull. Is it going to be able to get close enough? Robbo is closer to Josh McGill than he was this time last lap, and he could be close enough to send a lunge into turn one. No, he's going to back out of it. Josh McGill gets it turned in. Didn't get a great exit through there, but he does get a reasonable exit through turn 2 and 3, and manages to hold ahead for the meantime. Let's go back down with Matty Jones and Flea. Flea has not been able to get close enough to make a move, and he has been close enough to get track limits though, because he gets himself a penalty. D-Mac and Pippo swapping positions. D-Mac's got that move made. That's great stuff from him. There they go. Flea and Matty. Oh, Flea does get Matty Jones this time, but Matty Jones gets him back once again. It's a great race in from these two. Yeah, Mercedes and Red Bull. Not two cars you see on track racing together much these days, but we were used to seeing that in the past few years. And it's the Mercedes on top this time round, though. But I'm sure that will go back around once again, although Matty has pulled a little bit of a gap on Flea in that last sector. But like I said, DRS just stupidly powerful. You know, Matty Jones has nearly got our DRS in like 3 corners there. He's clearly a lot quicker. As Prof gets past Danny. But yeah, then straight away, you know, look. Flea very close. Oh no, I think the Haas is going to get the inside of Flea, but look at how much it brings Flea back into it. You know, the DRS is just too powerful in this game. Too powerful, in my opinion. D-Mac gets past. Oh, Pippo's lost a couple of positions because Lewis G says, thank you very much, I'll have that. And makes the move in there as well. Paul looking like he's getting a bit frustrated. Sat there in P3. Chuck is struggling on those mediums. He's dropped off the back of this pack in the last couple of laps. So those mediums starting to wear out a little bit for him. He's not feeling it. Once again, at the final corner. Once again, Josh McGill gets a great exit, and that seems to be a recurring theme here. But I think Robbo does have lower downforce on that McLaren, or lower wings, because he is rapid in a straight line. We've got a Red Bull round in the final sector. I think Robbo's trying to save his battery here, and he certainly is, and he is saving it nicely. So Josh McGill has to be wary of that. He's having to use a bit. Oh, Lewis G! Lewis G has bottled it! What's he done? On the exit at turn 2 and 3, and there's no safety car. Amazing. I mean, good, but that would be a safety car every day of the week. Crazy. Make it realistic or don't. Take your pick. But yeah, Lewis G out of this race from the points, and Alpine are going to suffer for it. Teammate Danny, the sole remaining Alpine in this race, and in P9, getting 2 points at the moment. As we continue with the top runners once again, on lap 13 and 36, who's going to blink first when it comes to the pit stop too? So they go in. I think the medium runners could come in for hards, but are they going to try and stretch it to the softs? I would say it's worth doing. They absolutely would. Oh, Pippo and D-Mac. Pippo gets past. Once again, Paul very close to the back of thing. There's the 2 Red Bulls having an absolute mare of a day. Kingsholm, I don't know what he's trying to do. He's about to be overtaken, but whoa! He nearly wipes out his teammate there. That was close. But the 2 Red Bulls fighting at the back of the field. If only we saw that in real life. Danny and Prof going side by side. Danny gets a nose ahead, but Prof's going to go around the outside, and that will become the inside line for the right-hander, and Prof gets back into that position and into P9 for now. Great racing. Indeed, 3 retirements from this race. Kingsholm and Flea having a great little ding-dong between teammates. And things you love to see. And who has the inside? That is Kingsholm who has the inside. Just noses ahead. Oh, doesn't leave his teammate much room. A little wiggle on the exit. I don't know whether Flea might have a few words to say about that one. And through they go. Robbo very close to Josh McGill once again. Is this the time he's going to make a move? He saved nearly all of his battery here, and just to be wary of that. Danny gets back ahead of Prof, so they're DRSing each other at the moment. Robbo happy to stay behind for now, and I can't say I blame him. He's saving up the battery beautifully. And I don't think Paul's even used any. He's on 100%. Amazing. Oh no, he has used some. It's just below. McGill unsaved a little bit, but he hasn't really got all that much. Pod's got about 50, so he has used a bit. Tackle a little bit more than Josh, but less than anyone else in this train. Robbo once again, those low wings coming into a Vec. DRS wide open. He could be close this time. Could he make a move? He might make it. Yes, he's going to go for it. Up the inside does the McLaren. There's yellow flags all over the place. The two Red Bulls have come together, I think, in the middle sector. Paul, oh no, what's that? Oh, Paul! No, Paul is round. He was, oh, that is gutting for the Alfa Romeo. He was looking to get a rocket ship exit. Josh McGill gets the move made back. Oh, the top two are fighting. Paul trying to get an overlay on both of them and get a great exit, but I think he just took too much curb because he lost the back end, and that is a very uncharacteristic mistake from Paul. He's got wing damage, he's dropped way down the order, and I'm sure he's going to be absolutely devastated. Flea, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what Kingsholm is doing. They're going to cause a safety car in a minute. They need to get it on the straight and narrow, guys. Come on. I do hope this doesn't cause a safety car, because it will be very unfair on everyone else. I meant these guys perhaps just overheated their tyres, but we'll have to see. Robbo very, very close to Josh McGill once again. I think he's going to make the move, or try and make the move once again into turn one. He's going to go to the outside this time. Josh McGill doesn't even fight it. Very close to the back of the McLaren under braking. And through they go. And let's see. Does Robbo try burn his ERS again, or is he going to be wiser this time and save it? Oh, Chuck Pippo down there in the pits. Paul obviously in the pits for a new wing change, and that's going to absolutely hurt his race. I'm sure he's going to be absolutely gutted with that, and probably wanted to hang fire for the softs as well at the end of the race. Prof and Danny once again having a great old battle, and Danny at the moment winning this one out. But for how long? Prodigy all over the back of Josh McGill now. Oh, it's once again, it's honestly, guys, come on. Come on. Don't stop there, Kingsholm, you get disqualified. What are you doing? You're stopping on the racing line. Come on, man, get going. Honestly, Josh McGill now is going to go for the lead of this Grand Prix, and he does have it into turn one. Robbo will try and get him back though. Oh, that was a big wiggle on the Ferrari, but he kept his foot in it. Fair play. And managed to get a great exit despite it. Matty Jones gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's annoying. That is very frustrating for him, and that's going to kill a lot of his chances in this race. The yellow flag in sector 3. I wonder who that is. Let me guess. Is it him? Yes, it is a Red Bull. I don't even need to look. There's a yellow flag. I just know who it is at this point. Chuck getting past Brigade. Kingsholm gets the penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's surely a retirement. It certainly is in the pit lane. Fortunately, he hasn't caused a safety car. Royal Rumble gets himself a time penalty for corner cutting. Robbo very close to the lead once again. And Josh McGill is very much hindered by the Red Bull of Flea here. And that is incredibly distracting and incredibly annoying. Especially when he's driving like that. And Josh McGill trying to go back up the inside, and he sends it up the inside of the McLaren. They're going to be side by side through turn 4. Who's going to have the position? Looks like Josh McGill has a nose ahead at the moment, and he might just keep that. He certainly does. He turns across and keeps the position. Will Robbo go for it up the inside? No, he just about backs out. And this is great racing for the two of them, but Josh McGill has a big wiggle on. There's a bit of contact actually there from Robbo, but he puts onto it for the minute, and see how happen they go. And this is great stuff from these two. Absolutely brilliant. Matty Jones gets past Royal Rumble after pitting. And Rumble now looking to try and make the move back on him, but we're going to stick with this lead group for the minute. Chuckle and Prodigy also don't forget here, but the two front runners trading positions once again around the outside as the McLaren go, and into turn one they go. And the McLaren's ahead once again. Doing great stuff from these guys. I have no idea who's going to win this one out. It is so tightly contested. I would watch out for Prodigy, because when he goes in the pits, he's going to go on. Well, he's going to undercut these guys effectively, I would imagine. And Josh McGill gets back ahead once again. And Robbo once again tries to get back past him, but can't quite do so. And this is great stuff. Pulled fastest lap of the race. Oh, Prodigy. I'm not sure whether he missed his braking point there. He had to duck out of the from under these guys. What is the gap to leader for Paul? 33 seconds. So he's lost a lot of time as old Paul there, and I think it's a matter of what he can get out of it for now on. A top 5 will be a great result for him. I think a top 5 might be doable for him. He's got the pace, and now he's in clean air, and he can push as hard as he likes on those mediums. They will go to the end, but in comes Robbo. He's the first to blink here. Pitted before Prodigy has, so Robbo's going to go for the mediums, I imagine. Josh McGill, Prod and Chuckle possibly going to stretch it for the softs. Yeah, mediums goes on the McLaren, so he's going to get the undercut on these guys. Chuck gets past, Danny gets past Robbo, and so does Chuck get past Robbo as well. So that's how big the undercut is. Chuck is now ahead of Robbo, and having both pitted. So that's a great example of how powerful the undercut is. Paul Jones trying to chase back some lost ground that he can. It's an uphill struggle for him at this point. Aston Martin of Chuck trying to go around the outside of Danny, and I tell you what, he might just make that move stick, you know, and that makes it the inside for the right-hander. Robbo's going to follow him through. What a move from the Aston Martin. That is great stuff. As Prod gets past Josh McGill, and into turn one he goes on those 21 up old mediums. Oh no, Josh McGill gets a time penalty for corner cutting. Chuckle in the pits, he's going to go mediums to the end. As does D-Mac. So that's interesting. Let's see where Chuckle's going to come out. He's going to be way behind Robbo. There you go. Once again, look, one lap. Robbo's already in down the Retroposte, or whatever you call it. Who knows? I don't know how to say it. And there's Chuck in the very background. That's how big the undercut is round here. But pressure tyres is even more powerful. Sector 2, yellow flag. It's a Red Bull once again. But it's not Kingsholm this time, it is Flea. And time penalty really could be costing Josh McGill. He's I'm sure he's going to be gutted with that. This man nearly undefeated. He is very tough to beat, but looks like he's cracking under pressure. Prodigy is in the pits, and that's surely going to be a set of hards. He's not going to change the music unless he does think the soft. I mean, I think the softs will last. I think they'll last, and he's going to do it. Yeah, he's going to do it, and I don't blame him. Look how big that undercut is, though, because Robbo crossing the line will be miles ahead, but those softs are going to be so quick until the end of the race. What's Josh McGill going to do? Surely he's going to go softs as well. That's the only reason he would stay out this long. I think going to softs is the quicker strat, and let's find out. Prod a handful of seconds behind Robbo, but on those pressure softs, so let's see how that goes for him. That was a big cut there from Robbo. That has got to be a warning from the McLaren. I mean, we've seen on board with him 2 cuts already, so he's obviously not done any more that we haven't seen. But yeah, he has to be one warning away from a penalty himself, and that is the last thing he wants. Josh McGill in the pits, finally, and he will get overtaken here by quite some margin. But he's going to be chasing the guys down. Robbo crosses the line and retakes the lead in this race. Chuck, what a great strap by him. Look at that undercut. That's what I mean, going for the undercut. He's put him into P2. That's amazing stuff. Chuckle right behind Prodigy. And that's could ruin Prodigy's strategy, because he doesn't want to be stuck behind the guy on mediums. But Chuckle is going to go ahead. And into P3 he goes. And these two squabbling could play in Robbo's favour here. Neither has much battery. DMAC and Paul swapping positions. DMAC gets ahead. DMAC on much fresher tyres. Much fresher. Oh, no, 5 lap fresher, sorry. Well, still fairly. For this track, actually. Honestly, new tyres are so powerful. And they really are. Gap to lead 7 seconds. 3 laps later, and 7-second gap to the leader for Josh McGill. That is how much the undercut is. But what's the newer tyres going to do for him? How much pace has he got? Let's keep an eye on that. Here through into turn 1. It's a bit of a DRS train led by Chuckle. Ginge. How's it going, lads? It's going good. How are you? Not much has changed. They're all dirty. They all drive terribly. Chuckle's the worst of the lot. Yeah, it's pretty much the same, to be fair, really. Nice to see you once again. Thanks for dropping by. Danny gets past Lee. Oh, Lee runs a bit wide there. And Danny wants to make a move on Prof as well. And that's 2 in 1 go from Danny. Great stuff. Still Ginger, still Moan. Yeah, so nothing changes then. So I guess I'm all good, yeah. Well, you're not all good. You're still Ginger. Josh gets past Prod. While I'm busy insulting most of the members of chat. And also gets past Chuck as well, and that's the fastest lap as well. And look how much he's carved that gap down. He's taken 2 seconds out of Robbo in that lap. I know he had DRS to help, but wow. Wow. This man's on a charge. And to be fair, this is the only way he's going to win with that penalty. He's got 10 laps to gain 5 seconds. And another get ahead, and another 3. It's going to be tough work for him, but he's given himself the best possible chance to do so, and he is gapping the guys behind like there is no tomorrow. Chuckle is setting great pace in P2. Lee gets ahead of Prof. Danny's dropped them on those softs. Prof wants to make a move back though. And Josh McGill already closed up to the back of Chuckle, and he has made absolutely no. This is what I mean. The undercut is just stupidly powerful around here, but then new tyres just even more. It's insane. As Prod gets past Chuck in the background, Josh McGill doesn't actually manage to get past Chuckle. I know Chuckle running a lot lower wings than Josh, so this could be his hurdle here. But he looks like he's pretty close on this occasion, and that is the worst camera view in the world. Look at that, honestly, come on. Seriously, Codemaster, sort that out. How am I meant to commentate? Anyway, right, back to it. And back to you, Gins, yes. I'm still shouting at the game many times in an evening. That is normal. Driving me insane. But yeah, let's see whether Chuckle can get dragged up to the back of Robbo. If he can stick within DRS Josh McGill, this will help his race immensely. He needs to not fight Josh, he needs to just cling on to the back of him, really. Chuck just been dropped by Prod, but to be fair, I think he's going to be happy with P5. That's it's a solid result for him, really. He's just not at the pace in the top 4, unfortunately. But he has done a solid job. And yeah, Chuckle hacking back there. Still a bad game. Thought about jumping on a few times, but it's so bad. Yes. How do I put this politely? I can't. I just can't put it politely, I'm afraid. It is the worst game that they have come out with. It is truly atrocious. Truly atrocious. Yellow flag. Guess what? It's a Red Bull again. He's back going again this time. A bit quicker than last time. Chuckle just about staying within DRS of Josh McGill, but he's going to struggle to cling on to this one. Can he do it? Through the last corner, he needs a good exit. DRS detection point just up over this brow, and I think he's just about got it this time round, which is very important for him. Josh McGill carving out that lead. 2.5 seconds now, the gap between him and Robbo. Robbo has way more battery, and that could come in handy here. Oh, looked like a bit of a slide there from Josh. And, I tell you what, he's not really gaining in on Robbo here. His pace has dropped. That surprises me because the softs last forever around here. Danny and Matty Jones swapping positions. Danny goes up the inside. Prof also gets ahead of Royal Rumble now. And Prodigy gets himself a time penalty in the race to go along with the one in the sprint. Though I don't think it'll make too much difference. Gap has started coming back down once again between Josh and Robbo, but it's just nowhere near enough, really. Soft's only good to push for 10 to 12 laps, remember? No. This is not. No, this is what I find. Some tracks, they're only good for that amount of time. Then other, I don't know, other tracks, when you're on low fuel, you can push for a ridiculous amount of lengths. Honestly, like Austria, you can do like a good 20-22 laps on and still have just as much grip at the end. It's ridiculous. But there's other tracks you'll get like 2 or 3 laps out of them, and that's it. It's a bit strange. Mind you, anything to do with the time model in this game is straight. Just not really catching Robbo now once again, and I think that's it. Like the car makes sense. Yeah, this is it. Honestly, softs at the beginning of the race, the worst tyre in the world. They are dreadful, absolutely dreadful. But put them on at the end of the stint, and they're just ridiculously OP. Like, yeah, it's night and day. I don't like the weight of the extra fuel for some reason, and I'm not sure. Like, you know, I know that's realistic, but to that degree, I'm not sure it is. But there we go. Matty Jones, very. Oh, that was close, Matty. That was close. Do not take your front wing off there. Nearly going into the back of Danny. Paul, those older mediums, chasing down D-Mac, chasing down Pippo. Could be a P6 on the cars for him, which would be a very good result for him considering. But yeah, D-Mac getting ahead into turn 1. Paul having a little look, but deciding better of it. That 31 or 36 now. We're getting there. Yeah, flag. Who is that in? Oh, that's RTG Lee, I think. In sector 3. Pippo looking at the back of Paul all over the back of it. Oh, there's a bit of contact. I think Pippo went very slow on the apex there, and it really caught Paul out. And he tried to go for the inside, but then Pippo sort of came to the left a little bit, and it was just bad timing. And Paul nearly losing the car. I think it was unfortunate. I think he's going to be frustrated with that. I can kind of see where he's coming from. He had nowhere to go really. D-Max round in the foreground. So this might give Paul an opportunity to make a move. Paul with the DRS now into turn 1, surely going to make this move. And he goes to the inside, and that is move made for the Alfa Romeo. Great stuff from him. Brakes, gets it stopped into turn 1. The McLaren very close to the back of him through the centre S's. The Alfa Romeo goes, and he's pulled a little bit of a march on the McLaren, which is what he needs to not be re-overtaken. Great stuff from him. Now he needs to pull a bit of a gap in the middle sector if he can on Pippo. Pippo on the same age tyres, but he is on the hards. The mediums just don't ever seem to die around here. I do think hard to soft is the best strat though, because I just think like early on with that heavy fuel that the softs are dreadful. The mediums are a bit hit and miss. The hards just are brilliant. I honestly think the hards are brilliant. Every time I put hards on at the beginning of Brazil, they just work so well on the high fuel load. And then, like we said at the end of the stint, the softs are ridiculously OP. So, you know, it's yeah, for me, it's a no-brainer. Hards to soft is the quickest way around Brazil. I am absolutely sure of that. Fortunately for Josh, he just hasn't seemed to be able to make it work. But I do think Robbo's just had that little bit of a pace advantage on him, and there's that more battery as well that he just wisely saved up. He was obviously listening to the stream, because I slated him earlier for wasting his battery and just dumping it when it was no pointless. And I said just save it, just and then use it when you get the best moment. And he obviously did that. He just sat behind. He didn't overtake Josh for ages. He just let Josh use it and put his straight line speed to good use, and he saved up most of his battery, and now it's really paid dividends for him, and that penalty is just going to make him comfortable, really. I think otherwise he'd be a little bit nervous here. And Josh McGill is getting closer. He's still calling that gap in. Royal Rumble gets himself a time penalty. That could help Looney Man out, but both out of the points, so no difference now. Paul still not able to get the DRS of Pippo, but just about doing so. And there's a Red Bull in the background once again, sort of floating in the way. Chuckle, a solid P3 really. I'm sure he's going to be fairly content with that. He's just not really been able to make his mark on this race. Has the AlphaTauri, somebody who has made their mark on this race, Robbo. But I think he could be in. I don't know. If Josh McGill decides to report him, there's been a couple of very questionable moves. Don't know whether they're enough to penalise. Well, I mean, potentially the one coming over on the braking zone, I think could be. So it could potentially cost him a win. But he's, you know, you cannot take it away from him. He's been very, very quick this evening, and this is turning into a truly titanic battle between these two. And yeah, they've been at it tooth and nail all race long. And Robbo just starting to stretch his leg a little bit now. Perhaps using just a bit more battery. Yeah, he's dumped a bit of his battery. Yeah, there he is. What did I say? He's just using a bit here and there, and he's using it very nicely. And absolute credit to him. I think, you know, he was using it very, very unwisely in the first part of the race. But he really screwed his head on and used it wisely, and that's really got him the win, in my opinion. Being patient, biding your time. Kinzel leaves. He's been sitting around watching this whole time. Here we go. And Miguel just seeing his rival disappear that little bit more into the distance. And he's very close to the back of Matty Jones. Matty Jones does have that penalty, remember, so I think it's all lost for Matty Jones unless and he could lose the place to Prof here as well, so Matty could be tumbling out of the points thanks to that penalty, and he's going to be kicking himself on that one. He really is. Oh no, what's happened? Josh McGill! Josh McGill has dropped it in the middle sector. Wow! Unbelievable. I saw a red dot in the... I could not believe it. The final lap of the race, Josh McGill drops to P4. I don't think he's going to drop any further, even with that penalty. That is something you do not see every day. Robbo now comes out of the final corner. He's going to come up to the line unchallenged now. Robbo wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. What a great race from him in the end. Well deserved. Chuckle will come across the line for P2, an unexpected P2 for him. Prodigy now P3, and again an unexpected podium. I'm sure he didn't anticipate that. Josh McGill P4, and that has made a big dent in his championship, hasn't it? Chuck with a great crash across the line. Things you love to see. Paul comes home P6 in the end, and that's a good recovery for him. That is a good recovery. Pippo wipes out Lee. The line, amazing. D-Mac loses his front wing across the line as well. Danny and Matty Jones cross the line. Prof gets P10 on penalties. Great stuff from the Williams. He gets the final point, and Looney Man and Royal Rumble also trade places thanks to penalties. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. What a race. What a race. Driver of the day, Matty Jones, according to the game. We haven't really discussed driver of the day, so if you are still watching, just drop your opinion in the chat. Who's my driver of the day? Let's look at the results and have a think, but there we have it. McLaren back on the top step of the podium. Things you love to see. As a McLaren fan, absolutely. But great stuff there from Robbo, and he takes maximum points in the race. Josh McGill sits fastest lap. Who is driver for today? Who is driver of the day? It's a tough one, actually. It's a tough one. That is the tough one. I'm going to need to go away and think about that, I think. But yeah, great stuff. Robbo takes the victory in the main race. Chuckle comes home P2. Prodigy P3. Josh McGill 4th after that last lap spin. Demotes him 2 places. Chuck in P5. Paul P6 after his mistake earlier on. That's a good recovery from him. Pippo 7th. D-Mac 8th. Danny 9th. And Prof in P10. And that is everything. I am going to disappear now, but thank you ever so much, everyone, for joining in once again. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I do hope to see you again next week for more entertainment, more drama, and more of me just slandering the game in general. Until then, good night.